We miss you and we love you. Many of you are asking about when we're going to reopen for in-person services, and I'm going to get to that in just a moment. I want to say thank you. Thank you for your generosity. Lifehouse, you are amazing. You give and you give sacrificially and you give above and beyond. And I want you to know that your giving and your generosity is making an incredible difference. And through such a challenging season with this pandemic, when so many people are suffering, you've made it possible for Lifehouse to be able to respond to so many needs. You've been able to empower us to serve other churches during this time, both in our community and across the globe. We've been able to partner with other organizations that are supplying meals to those in need across the nation and across the globe. We were also able to give generously to our network church in Albania. We shared some of that story with you, and they were able to help those who are desperately living in poverty, especially during this crisis. And you've been able to make that possible right here in our own communities, where we've been able to set up distribution centers and provide deliveries of essential and necessary supplies and foods to people most in need and most vulnerable. We've also been able to set up the distribution centers so that people can drive up and get what they need. That's amazing. We've also been able to deliver meals to the hospital, to the police department, to those that, they're on the front lines doing the critical work. And it's not only an encouragement, but it's also necessary because, here's people who are working around the clock, and we just want to be able to be an encouragement and a help to them in this time. And we could help because you responded generously. And so we give in two ways. We give in our tithes. That's setting aside 10% of our income to God, to the local church. That's Lifehouse. And so I want to say thank you for your continued faithfulness in giving, and through Kingdom Builders. And for years we've been doing Kingdom Builders, and we have amazing projects that your Kingdom Builders gifts go toward, but that's setting aside money above and beyond your tithes to and through the local church, so we can have an impact in our community, in outreach, in serving and helping those in need. And I just want to say thank you for your generosity, and as you continue to be generous. Now, a lot of you are wondering about when we're going to reopen, and so let me talk about that for a moment. If you hadn't heard, just this past Wednesday, Governor Hogan, the Maryland governor, announced a new stage in the reopening process. And so that includes churches. And so we're excited that they're saying, our health officials, our governing officials are saying we can reopen. And so that is one of the criteria that we have in order to reopen. So there is light at the end of the tunnel. Be encouraged. We said we were going to come through this, and we are coming through it, and eventually we will be through this. But that is one criteria, and there is another criteria. So technically we could reopen this weekend, but we're not going to, because the second criteria is that we have to be confident that we can provide a safe, sanitized, spacious, and spectacular experience for you and your family. It's going to be campus by campus, and Maryland may look different from Pennsylvania. So you've got to stay connected. You've got to stay online with what we're providing to you as we give you updates, so you know what's happening with your campus. Here's what you can expect when you do return for an in-person experience. It's going to be touchless. And the idea is that from the street to the seat, you do not have to touch anyone or touch anything, and so that you can feel confident that it is a safe experience. And so it's going to be a little bit different. There are going to be some temporary changes. So for example, we're not going to have any cafe. We're not going to have coffee or donuts or Cheez-Its, but we're also not going to have childcare or children's ministries. You're going to need to RSVP so that we can make sure that we have the space necessary for you in the building. And so we're not only going to have our main auditoriums, but we're going to try to have some overflow space. But here's the reality. I need you to RSVP when we do reopen, so that you can go to our app or go to our website, RSVP, a free seat, okay? And when you come out, just know it's going to look a little different. We are going to be offering masks to those of you that don't have them yourself, and know that we're going to be sanitizing the building both before and after each service. Our goal right now is that we are looking at the first weekend in June to begin to reopen services. We'll let you know which campuses will reopen and the plan for that reopening, but that's our target goal right now. Here's the thing. We believe that the church, is the light of the world. We've been given the love of God and the hope of God. And so when people are desperate and in despair, we are doing everything we can to offer that encouragement. And we want to meet those who are discouraged, who are depressed, who are struggling during this time. We continue to lead with bold vision. We have big dreams. We are risk takers. We want to do whatever it takes, short of sin, to reach people that are far from God with the good news of God's love. We are not backing down. We are not letting up. We are going to continue to move forward. We can't wait to see you soon in person. We love you, and we're looking forward to coming through this time and connecting with you again.